Do you listen to English but understand only a few words? Do native speakers talk too fast? Do you hear only sounds and not real words? Many English learners face this problem. They study grammar and vocabulary, but when they hear real English, it is difficult to understand. In this lesson, you will learn how to understand spoken English. You will see that it can be easy and fun. 1. Why is it hard to understand native speakers? English speakers talk fast. They do not pronounce every word clearly. They link words together, so sentences sound like one long word. They use contractions like gonna instead of going to and wanna instead of want to. They also use slang and idioms, which can be hard to understand if you do not hear them often. If you want to understand native speakers, you need to listen to real English. Listen to podcasts, movies, and interviews. At first, it will be hard. You may only understand a few words. But if you listen every day, it will get easier. Your brain will start to recognize sounds and patterns. Soon, you will understand whole sentences. Try this. Listen to a short clip. Write down the words you hear. Then check the subtitles. Repeat the words aloud. This will help you hear the connections between words. 2. The phonetic shortcuts. Technique. English has many short forms. People say lemme instead of let me. They say gimme instead of give me. These words sound different from how they are written. This can make listening hard, but you can learn these patterns. To learn these short forms, listen to native speakers and write down what you hear. Repeat the short words aloud until they sound natural. Use these words when you speak. Try this. Watch a movie scene. Write down the words you hear. Compare with subtitles. Say the words out loud. Then, listen again and try to copy how the speaker says them. 3. The active listening method. Active listening means listening carefully. Do not translate every word. Try to understand the general meaning. This will help you feel more confident when you hear fast speech. How to practice. 1. Listen to a short audio without subtitles. Focus on the main idea. 2. Listen again with subtitles. Check if you understood correctly. 3. Repeat key phrases aloud. This will help you remember them. Try this. Choose a 2-minute podcast. Listen many times. Focus on meaning, pronunciation, and rhythm. Write new words and practice them. If you do this every day, you will improve your listening skills quickly. 4. Shadowing. The perfect pronunciation method. Shadowing is a technique that helps improve pronunciation, listening skills, and speaking fluency. This method involves listening to a speaker and repeating what they say as quickly and accurately as possible. It is one of the most effective ways to train your ear to understand spoken English and to develop natural speech patterns. Shadowing helps your brain process English sounds more efficiently. By practicing this technique, you will train yourself to recognize the natural flow of English speech, including rhythm, intonation, and stress. The goal is to imitate the way native speakers talk so that you can understand them better and improve your own speaking skills. How to practice. Shadowing 1. Choose the right audio material. Start with a short audio clip, preferably 10 to 20 seconds long. It should be spoken by a native speaker, clear and not too fast. You can use podcasts, YouTube videos, or language learning apps that provide slow and clear English. 2. Listen carefully. First, before you start repeating, listen to the audio several times. Focus on the pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm of the speaker. Try to understand the meaning and structure of the sentences. 3. Repeat immediately. Play the audio again and repeat what you hear at the same time as the speaker. Try to match their tone, stress, and speed as closely as possible. Do not stop to analyze individual words. Just keep going. 4. Break it into small parts. If the sentence is too long or fast, break it into smaller chunks. Repeat each part several times before moving on to the next. Then, put them together to form the full sentence. 5. Use subtitles for support. If you are struggling to keep up, use subtitles or a transcript to help you. Read along while listening, and then try repeating without looking. 6. Record yourself. Recording your shadowing practice allows you to hear your own pronunciation and compare it to the native speakers. Identify areas where you need improvement and practice those parts more. 7. Increase difficulty. Gradually. Start with slow and clear speech. As you improve, challenge yourself with faster and more complex sentences. Move on to natural conversations and dialogues to develop real-life listening and speaking skills. Why shadowing works. Improves listening skills. You will train your ear to recognize English sounds and patterns more easily. Boosts pronunciation and fluency. Mimicking native speakers helps you develop a more natural accent and rhythm. Enhances memory and word recognition. Repeating words and phrases strengthens your ability to remember vocabulary and sentence structures. Reduces fear of speaking. By practicing aloud, you will gain confidence in using English in real conversations. Example. Exercise 1. Find a short podcast episode, a TED Talk, or a movie scene. 2. Listen to the first sentence without speaking. 3. Play it again and repeat along with the speaker. 4. Keep repeating until you can say it fluently. 5. Record yourself and compare it with the original speaker. 6. Continue with the next sentence. Common mistakes and how to fix them. 1. Speaking too slowly. Try to match the speaker's speed, even if it feels difficult at first. 2. Not using intonation and stress. Pay attention to how the speaker changes their tone and emphasize words in the same way. 3. Stopping when you don't understand. Keep going. The goal is to develop fluency, not perfect understanding. 4. Choosing material that is too hard. Start with simple and clear speech before progressing to faster and more complex content. How often should you practice? For the best results, practice shadowing for 10 to 15 minutes every day. If you are consistent, you will notice improvements in your pronunciation and listening skills within a few weeks. Over time, this technique will help you become more comfortable with natural English and allow you to communicate more fluently. Shadowing is not just a listening exercise. It is a complete speech training method. By making it a regular part of your study routine, you will develop better comprehension, clearer pronunciation, and more confidence in your English communication skills. You copy their speed, intonation, and pronunciation. This helps you understand natural speech and speak more clearly. How to practice. Choose a short audio, 10 to 20 seconds. Play it on repeat. Speak at the same time as the speaker. Try to match their pronunciation exactly. Try this. Pick a phrase from a podcast. Listen and repeat many times. Try to sound like the speaker. If it is too fast, slow it down. The more you practice, the better your pronunciation and listening will become. 5. Do not translate, think in English. Many learners translate English into their language. This slows down thinking and makes it harder to understand real conversations. Instead of translating, you need to train your brain to think in English directly. This will help you understand English faster and make speaking more natural. Thinking in English is a skill that takes time to develop. At first, it may feel strange, but with practice it becomes easier. The goal is to stop relying on your native language and start processing English like native speakers do. This will make conversations feel more automatic and less stressful. How to practice thinking in English 1. Describe what you see around you. Start with simple descriptions. For example, if you are in a park, think: the grass is green, the sky is blue, children are playing. This helps you build a habit of forming thoughts in English without translating. 2. Talk to yourself in English. When you are alone, try to say your thoughts out loud in English. You can talk about your plans. I will go to the store. I need to buy milk and bread. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. 3. Use English for everyday tasks. Change your phone settings to English. Write your shopping list in English. Read simple news articles in English. The more you surround yourself with English, the faster you will think in it. 4. Practice with common questions. Native speakers often ask the same types of questions. Prepare answers in English so you don't have to think too much in real conversations. For example, what's your favorite food? What do you like to do on weekends? Tell me about your family. If you practice answering these questions in English, you will feel more confident when speaking. How to stop translating in your head. When you hear English, your first instinct may be to translate it into your native language. This takes extra time and makes conversations slower. Instead, try these techniques. Guess the meaning from context. If you don't know a word, don't stop to translate. Look at the words around it and try to understand the general meaning. Listen to English every day. The more you hear natural English, the easier it will be to think in English. Repeat simple phrases. Train your brain by repeating useful phrases. For example, instead of thinking, "I don't understand," say to yourself, "Can you repeat that?" Try this exercise. If someone asks, "What's your favorite movie?" answer in English immediately. Do not think in your native language. Instead of translating word by word, let the English words come naturally. You can practice with a friend or record yourself speaking. The more you do this, the easier it will become. Benefits of thinking in English. You will speak faster. Without translation, you can respond more quickly in conversations. Your pronunciation will improve. Thinking in English helps you get used to the sounds of the language. You will feel more confident. When English becomes natural, you won't be afraid to speak. At first, thinking in English may seem difficult, but with daily practice, it will become a habit. Keep challenging yourself, and soon you will notice a big improvement in your English. This slows you down. Instead, think in English. This will help you understand faster and speak more naturally. How to practice. Describe what you see around you. For example, I see a big tree. The leaves are green. The sun is shining. Answer questions in English without translating. Try to guess the meaning of new words from context instead of translating them. Try this. If someone asks, "What's your favorite movie?" answer in English immediately. Do not think in your native language. The more you practice, the easier it will be. Conclusion. To understand native English speakers, listen to English every day. Use active listening. shadowing, and phonetic shortcuts. Stop translating. Be patient and keep practicing. With time, you will understand English naturally and confidently.